Welcome to Time to Breakthrough series, episode 5. In this episode, let's talk to Deepali, a lone survivor in a major crisis, an earthquake in Gujarat, India. Let's meet her. Hi Deepali, welcome to Time to Breakthrough channel. Thanks for joining us.
Hi Anand, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks Deepali. Deepali, please share about yourself and also the major crisis you've gone through.
Okay, so myself Deepali Gadvi. I'm a successful, holistically successful homemaker, and with that, I'm an entrepreneur. And I would like to say I'm an uh, social worker as well.
Yes, Deepali, share about your the major crisis, the earthquake incident, please.
Yeah, as we all are going through this pandemic time of COVID-19. So this time has reminded me a crisis, earthquake, which was happened in Gujarat, 2001. So I'm a victim and a survivor of that crisis, that horrible time. So I would like to share that that time I was in hostel. I was doing my BA, so I still remember that horrified day. I still remember that havoc of time. I have seen building were collapsing. I have seen my mates were screaming because of pain. And before we can understand anything, we all were buried alive inside my hostel's debris, buildings debris. So I still remember that horrified time, painful screaming as well. So when I remember that time, I still still I skipped one heartbeat. It was that much horrible, you know. Uh, as we all were, I remember we all were screaming for help. As we were not able to breathe properly, and we all were screaming. And slowly, all the screaming were silent. As I understood, I lost all my mates. There were hundreds of girls with me, but all my mates died. They all gave up. Only I survived. So I would say it was easy to die, but it was very difficult to bear the pain. It was that much painful, as my back was totally pierced with rods, sea roof rods. So it was very painful, but somehow I survived because of my willingness, because of my determination. But I will never forget that earthquake, as that earthquake has taken away everything from me, and especially my hostel mates, whom I'm not going to meet forever. So I would say it was very horrible and very havoc of time, which
Yeah,
I have
Deepali,
gone through.
under the rubbles, a lot of cement and a lot of dust. How you managed to breathe and how you managed to get your thirst? What did you do that time?
Yeah, yeah, it was because of that cement and dust and the debris. We were we were buried, you can say, alive. So it was very difficult to breathe. And there was a time when I literally sucked my blood to be hydrated. It was that much horrible, because I was not able to breathe, not with my nose. I started breathing by my mouth. It was very difficult, but yes, as I wanted to be alive, it was my willingness, my willpower. So I never gave up, and that's how I survived. But I was inside the debris almost for 12 hours. After 12 hours, some help came, army help came, and they uh, they take me out from the debris.
Okay. Dipali, how did you face injuries and what give you faith and hope during recovery in hospital? It's such a tough time for you.
Yeah, that was very tough time. As I told you, it was easy to die instead of bear the pain. It was that much horrible. As my back was pierced, very badly, and my right body part, it was multiple fractures in my body. So when my parents took me to a hospital, that doctor said that they have to cut my right leg because of multiple fractures and the injuries. And that time, uh, everywhere, that hospitals and everything was collapsed. So very rare hospitals were there, and they were not having that much equipments to treat my leg. But it was my parents' faith and hope. They said, no, our daughter will survive, and she will survive with her leg. And then they took me to a hospital in Pune, and where I got treated, and thankfully my leg was saved. So yeah, it was very
Yeah.
very difficult to
Yes.
survive.
I can see, the powerful grit and resilience in you. I think that made to pass through this crisis. Dipali, one more question. How did this
Yeah.
crisis transformed you as a person you are in today? Now, as a student, you face a lot of, the major crisis of your life, and how this transformed you.
Yeah, so as I have heard somewhere, as they say, the difficult time produces more beautiful hearts, right? So before that incident, I used to be an ambitious and self-centered person, but that that difficult time changed me as a better person, as a beautiful. I was always beautiful from outside, but yes, that difficult time made me beautiful person from inside as well. The person who started thinking about society, a person who started thinking about other people as well. And as I have gone throughout of my journey, from my birth to that incident, I have seen lots of ups and downs in my life, and major thing was my study. As my parents were not that much, it was not easy for my parents to get my educations and all. So I always have a, you can say, I have soft corner for girl child, who are who are underprivileged, right? So for them, I'm working right now. I have adopted 25 girls, and in future I'm going to adopt more than 1 million girls for their education. So I feel, yes, yeah. So that incident had changed me a lot.
Oh, that's congratulations, Deepali. Great to hear that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that put me one more question. Since you said that you have ambition to adopt so many 1 million girls, so Deepali, what is your mission? How would you like to use this gift of second life for a humanity?
Yeah, so as I told you, I'm on a mission to adopt more than 1 million girls. And with that, actually, after some time, uh, after I got married, I become an housewife. So I gone through with that pain, what actually housewives are going through. As for many years, even um, I was struggling for my own identity, and that pain also gave me a vision. So I thought, if I have gone through with this kind of situation, many of homemakers may be going through that, right? And I felt that yes, in our India there is a very good very big community of homemakers. So and they are also struggling for their identity. So now I'm on a mission to transform 1 million homemakers life. I'm going to help them to acquire their self identity, and through that they also can contribute in our Indian economy. And uh, individual maybe they are nothing, but yes, together that full community is everything, right? So that's how I got my mission, and that mission gave me a vision and purpose.
Great mission, Deepali. Great, very great. So, one final question, if you don't mind. So, as a student, you face biggest crisis of your life, and you come across the, all difficulties. Now you have a mission, and you are doing great. So, what is your message to the people who are going through crisis currently?
Yeah, as we all are going through the pandemic time of COVID-19, and I have seen same kind of time, which is called that uncertainty of life, right? So yeah, that's the reason I would like to give a message to people that our life is full of uncertainty, but there is one thing is certain, which is your willpower and your dedication and your determination towards life, right? So I would like to say, please live each and every day like this is last day of your life. Live each and every moment of your life like this is last moment of your life. Utilize your time. Don't don't keep things for tomorrow. Whatever you are learning, just learn and implement at the same time, right? To uh, step step forward every day towards your goal, to fulfill them and to live a beautiful and magnificent life.
That's great message. Deepali, now you are an entrepreneur, a social worker, a mother, and a wife. We wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors. Thanks to talking to us and me and entire my channel. Wishing for your mission and all success in your life. Thanks for joining us, Deepali.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anand.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next episode. Thank you.